Downtown Winston-Salem, not only the home of cigarettes, but also the home of the AAR Speedway. Not very far away in Kernersville, North Carolina, they are hosting for the 5th time the DNQ karting series. And Jay-Z, you're here with us today. We have got a lot of karts here to run this small bull race.
I'm excited for this Shark Lounge 50, this iteration of it. I noticed there's a lot of new faces on those entry lists and a lot of new side panels that get dinged up there. Like our man Trump 2020, he's making this economy work. A lot more people are showing up to the racetrack over the next few weeks.
Today, it is the AAR Speedway for the DNQ karting series, 50 laps for the Cup series. We also have ARCA, Busch, and Dash in action as well. And we've got a lot of drivers here, Jay-Z, that are just looking to break through, and some veterans as well.
Yeah, we've got some veterans like Jonathan Mabe that are looking to do well. Some newcomers like Scott Zorowiski here that are looking to get a W. There's the aforementioned Jonathan Mabe, who's a regular in the series, but could just use a little bit more luck. Again, this Bill Ring brings a different discipline, and maybe someone new can get to the top.
Ryan Richmond, Caleb Clenard, all guys that are here today. Robert Showalter, though, one of the best in DNQ. He's here to take home another trophy in the Busch Series. Let's go down and talk to somebody who's making their debut today. Well, if you're on the DNQ Twitter page, you know that Ashley Ellison Jr. is making his debut in DNQ. Ashley, we saw some of your pre-race videos and some of your pre-gaming, I guess I would say. You brought probably one of the most disgusting go-karts I've ever seen in my life to the racetrack here today, but that's what this place is about. Yeah. Aero does not matter as much. No. What are your realistic expectations of today's race from you?
I honestly come out here to win, but I'd be happy with the top 3 finish. Caleb, it was like, hey, you want to run? And I was like, sure. And he was like, let's run, something kind of goofy since you're, fat ass trying to run against 390 weight. And I said, well, let's run the left front deal. So I always wanted to run it since y'all brought it, and I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, the Dash Series brings a whole nother set of challenges here. I ran that race last year. It is completely different. You are going to be plowing tight unless you get the setup correct. But starting in DNQ, DNQ has come here for the last couple of years, and watching these races, did you learn anything from watching past races?
Actually, I did a lot of studying, watched last year's video from here, and I watched the left front deal, and it seemed like everybody had their wheel just about as straight as it could go. I mean, turn-wise. But I think Caleb, he, had an idea to set it up kind of different, and we'll see if it works.
Ashley Ellison looking for a top 3 finish, but he could fall out of the seat. You never know here at AAR Speedway. It is out of control.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, this track has produced a lot of really good races over the years. We've had 5 races so far here. Dylan Ward being the first winner the first time we ever came here.
Bob, Dylan Ward's taken home 2 wins in 15 and 17. Eddie snuck through for a win in 2016 with a physical, dominating drive. He was definitely a surprise winner, but he's put his time into the series to try to get a W here. I know Jason Denny won in 19, and Trevor Ward, part of the Ward clan, won in 2018 as well.
That's what it takes here. There's mental discipline and physical discipline, and these guys definitely were the best in that class after 50 laps here at the AAR Speedway. Well, let's go down and talk to Trent Newman. He is making his debut today as well. So brand new to asphalt racing is Trent Newman. Trent, you're in the Busch Series race. You debuted in DNQ at our Miltona race. It's a double points event here, so we pretty much forced everybody's hand to come show up and try to asphalt race. Have you ever asphalt raced before?
No, I've never asphalt raced before. I come over here last Sunday and practiced a little bit. Practiced on a clone. I'm sure it's going to be a little bit different than this Predator, but we were really good actually, so we hope for a good outcome today.
This racetrack brings a lot of challenges, and with that is physically staying in the seat, basically is what we say, and that's where your head falls over in the seat. Did you run a long enough set of laps here to feel like you have a good feel for how your body's going to be able to take this race?
I ran about 15 straight laps without a head restraint or nothing like that, so I was just trying to build everything up and just get ready for it, so today I got a head restraint, so I should be ready.
A different set of challenges, a driver making his debut on asphalt. Trent Newman looks to have a good run here today. Thanks. Well, I cannot wait to debut this thing, Jay-Z. It is the DNQ Tech Cart, and I am so excited about this.
This is a really cool graphic that the people of DNQ Series have put together. Sponsorship's still open. If you want your name on this cutaway cart, give the people at DNQ a call here because it'll be a great opportunity to get your company out there. Bob, one of the things we can illustrate here is all the adjustments we're going to make in this go-kart because we're on asphalt today instead of dirt like we're used to. Let's talk a little bit about wheel offset. Normally on dirt, you want that rear track as skinny as possible, but with only one set of tires, you've got to move that tire out. It slows down weight transfer, can free up the go-kart for the entire run.
And if we take this right rear and we move it in, what is that going to do?
That's going to speed up that weight transfer and push that right rear into the racetrack even harder. So if all of a sudden you're pushing coming corner off, you'll want to start moving that right rear back out maybe an 1/8 inch or a 1/4 inch at a time to get better rotation.
Let's go down and talk to Adam Welsh, who knows all about that adjustment.
Well, a driver that is yet to break into victory lane this year, but it will not be very long, is Adam Welsh. And Adam, you ran so well here in the Dash Series last time and a couple of the other races. What is it about this place that helps tune to your driving style?
I don't know what it is. It's just a fun track, and I enjoy a challenge. I don't like cookie cutter stuff, so that's why I don't go race Charlotte and Texas and all that. I stick around here and race fun stuff. So it's just a tough track to get around. It's very physically demanding, so I enjoy all aspects.
So what setup changes have you done differently from the stuff that you run normally on dirt?
We changed the aero package a little bit and mounted up some new bodies, trying to get all we can out of the downforce, and a few setup changes as far as move some tires and put hard bricks on and call it a day.
You don't bring any nice stuff to this racetrack at all. Adam Welsh never had any to begin with, so he's going to have a good night here at AAR Speedway.
Well, our last race was the Miltona 50, and Ronnie Shirk took home the victory in the Ghostface Brewing Cup Series. That was a hell of a race.
Yeah, I'm glad Ronnie Shirk broke through. That guy's been on the cusp and just has not had the luck that one would need. Apparently, he hasn't been able to capture the Leprechaun and keep it in his basement, but it was a hell of a race. The track was in great shape, and people were beating and banging. My pick, Nigel Standish, had a good run, but ultimately it was Ronnie Shirk, Ronnie Shirk, that came away with a win there, Bob.
Well, let's take a look at the points. Shirk now the points leader, and this is pretty much how they finished the last race. But today is a double points race, so it's very important for these guys to continue the flow of getting good finishes.
Yes. And this comes back to that point you made earlier about a smart driver here. Guys know it's double points. Do they want to save their stuff for the end of the race or try to stay out in front of all the shit that's sure bound to happen? Hundreds of left rears are going to get jumped here this afternoon at AAR.
Yeah, like I said, you got to save your stuff and then attack when it's time to attack, and you can have the points lead when you leave here. But let's go down and talk to our points leader, Ronnie Shirk.
Well, the winner of the Miltona 50 race, the biggest race in the Cup Series that we run, was Ronnie Shirk. Ronnie, come off the high of that. I watched some stuff online. You did some interviews on Facebook for some of the dirt karting websites that are out there. I mean, there was some star power behind that win. Congratulations. And how's it been reeling after taking that victory?
I don't know. Everybody, I got a lot of friend requests on Facebook. I don't know why, but I'm just an average dude. But yeah, they've asked me to get on some of the Facebook Live feeds and do some of those, and I'm trying to help promote the series, get everybody jumping on board to watching the DNQ series on YouTube, and just trying to promote the treaded tires as well, so we can get that class built up. But yeah, I'm down doing whatever to get this series going and get it popular, make it great again.
It's always post-race media after you win the Miltona 50. We're not flying to New York yet, but it's still cool to see that people want to follow the DNQ series. Let's get down to business here. AR Speedway, never been here before. Slick tires, back on stuff that you can prep. This racetrack has a lot of challenges, physically, mentally. You have to think about how you're going to run this race. What is your strategy going into this thing?
Well, I said I was going to go to the gym and try to work out, but I ended up only working out this arm drinking beer right here. But I went and bought the sissy strap to hold my head together, and asked a couple people what to do with setups and tires and all that. I'm just throwing it all together from a couple different people and then see what I got. And I'm nervous about running this damn place, not gonna lie.
Double points race here today. You are the points leader. It's important to have a good finish here today. So just keep your head on your shoulders. Probably going to be the best thing.
Yeah, that's all I want to do. I want to go out here, just run some laps, make the feature. I don't know how many clone carts we have here, but just make the feature and just be there at the 5 to go, so I don't lose too many points. But yeah.
Ronnie Shirk, he's your Miltona 50 winner. He's your current points leader in the Cup Series, and he is going to give it a shot here today at AAR Speedway.
Well, here at AAR, we changed the Cup Series tire to run a slick. These slick tires will last a lot longer than the treaded tires. This is the only race we're doing this at. These drivers are open to prep these tires as much as they want, but it is only at AAR Speedway. Well, let's go down and talk to Bob Baker.
Well, big name in karting alone is Bob Baker. Bob, you come down here to the DNQ karting series to help out somebody who's driving for you today. Have you ever been up to this racetrack before?
Yeah, I ran probably 6 years ago. I had a race up here, and me and Corey here, we did pretty good up here, and I think I won, and he was maybe second in his class. But helping Johnny O this weekend, he's running Busch series, and Corey will be in the ARCA class, so hopefully it'll be pretty fun.
So when they run the King of the Concrete, which is one of the biggest races that they have in this area, the Greensboro Coliseum, I've actually run that race. I mean, it's probably just as bad as this place is on your body and physically, and I'm sure it's pretty close to set up, but how many of those have you won?
I've won 9 times at the King of the Concrete, but yeah, this track, Cameron Carter practices that to get ready for Greensboro, and this track is worse than Greensboro.
So DNQ karting series, you've probably seen the videos online and all that stuff. We're kind of a mess, but yeah. What is it about this series that makes go-kart racing fun?
I like that it's you do a lot of tech, you keep up on your rules, and it just seems like a good fun time, you know, laid back, come out and have fun.
Well, this is the King of the Concrete. He's won it 9 times. He's the man. He's coming out here and helping out some of these guys. We'll see how they fare today.
Thanks. Well, all the karts are getting ready to race here tonight. Well, let's send it down to Brad Buskirk, who is down at the racetrack, and he's going to tell us a little bit about this racetrack today and what to expect.
We're down here on the track, and you see what I want to talk to you about today. We did a little bit of track prep. Where the normal racing line is, that's this groove down here. You can see how it's nice and gray. You see a little bit of turtle shell over here. These are for the NDFs. You can see where they've been running. This is really where you need to keep the tires. But what I want to point out is this track prep up here. This is the Monster Ultra Black line. This up here has a lot of grip, but it's a longer way around the track. So you're going to have to keep your momentum up, and you're going to open up that bottom for some NDF that's going to hit that turtle shell and take you out a little bit later on. But one thing I want to point out is there was a little bit of accident. Prince was here earlier, and he spilled a little bit of his nose candy here up in turn 2. If you hit this, you are fucked. So you're going to have to, if you run this Monster Energy Ultra Black line, you're going to have to run right through this nose candy, and you're going to bust your ass. One other spot I want to touch on is the David Markham Memorial. This is where our friend David Markham nearly killed himself 3 years ago. We've made safety improvements. This is the soft wall here at AAR Speedway, and we hope nobody tries to kill himself. Rest in peace, David Markham. We're down here in Victory Lane. After 50 laps, if you're still surviving, this right here is what all these racers are after. This is the King's Throne. And I'll be meeting the winner here in a little while.
Well, thanks, Brad, for your insight, but we have a backstretch here, and it's named the Markham Backstretch for a reason.
Bob, that backstretch took David Markham for a ride, up and over, landed on his head, and it's the least we could do to name the backstretch after the area that almost took his life that day.
Thomas Markham as well. So this became the Markham Backstretch after this flip as well. Thomas went over in an ARCA feature, so hence the Markham Backstretch.
It only makes sense at this point. It's a way to honor the people that have really put the time in and have got literally the bumps and scrapes to prove they're the ones that own AAR Speedway.
Well, the ARCA feature is up next. We'll be right back after this message.
I'm going to open up 2 beers. Okay. You tell me which sounds more refreshing.
Gotcha.
This one? Or this one?
Busch. Definitely the one that went Busch. What beer is that?
Are you being serious?
Yes. It's Busch. Right.
We're down here doing the grid walk, getting ready for this ARCA A main event. Starting second is the 45 machine of Justin Anderson. How'd you do it? You escaped that B, you ran good in your heat, you got it done. Do you think you're gonna have anything to, you gotta last, how many laps is this?
I think 30.
30 laps? Are you gonna be able to last 30 laps in this tight little bull ring?
I should be able to, man. We got a pretty good piece today. You know, like I say, it's a long race. You just got to get through it, and hopefully we'll come out okay at the end.
Were you able to watch the B main and see anything happening with the track and make any adjustments to your kart over how you ran in your heat, or are you just going out like you won?
I was pretty happy with the way it was.
That's a good strategy. Let's make our way back here to some of the other drivers. A first timer in the 00 who had trouble earlier, Hunter Weber, who has John on his shirt, not even his uniform. Hunter, you were able to make a big comeback in your heat. What do you got for him here after watching those B mains?
We've got a little bit, we made a few changes, but nothing too major, but just main thing staying out of trouble.
He's going to try to stay out of trouble and get it done here in the A. That's easier said than done for sure. We're over here passing the 100, who tried to give me 100 to start on the pole earlier. The 54 machine of Jaron Antley. First time here at AAR Speedway. What are your thoughts so far? Are you going to be able to get up there to that 192 machine and give them hell?
Not only first time at AAR, but first time ever. So we're we're going to give it our best shot. We've been real tight, so we've been freeing it up and see what we got for them.
Tight is something that I've been hearing a lot here in the pits, and for the first time ever, you're making a hell of a run for the Rookie of the Year. A lot of help from that 54 team.
ARCA Series starting lineup. Starting on the pole, it is Ronnie Carroll and Justin Anderson on the outside pole.
A second row of the ARCA Pink Magic Tire Series here. Zach Campologna, and I butchered that, I'm sorry, Mike Perks.
Hunter Weaver, John Jarrell, the past winner here in ARCA Series competition.
Bryson Murray and Tyler Asbury make up the next row.
Jaron Antley, Randall Beck will be in the next row. We started 14 karts here. This is an impressive field.
Yeah, people are coming out of the woodwork. Thank you, Trump, to Mike Reimer and Corey Ingolstead.
Trump is definitely the guy who is single-handedly responsible for all these karts here today for the Pink Magic ARCA Series feature. And here are the series info for these guys. 390 stock Predator, Maxxis Pink and Blue Burst, and Hoosier. There is a gear rule, and this is for amateur racers. So if you're new to go-kart racing, come on out and try to run in the Pink Magic ARCA Series.
If Trump's got your 401k looking fat, you got a little bit of money to spend, you want to get into some racing, this is a series for you.
There are the point standings. Basically how they finished last race is where they're at now, and they're chasing that trophy right there. Well, here we go. We're getting ready to go green, and things happen so fast here at AAR Speedway. Got the one to go, and I'm semi-chubbed over this feature here, Daisy.
This race is going to be epic. We got the turtles on the inside to keep the drivers from cutting the corner. There's no room for error. Someone's going to jump a left rear. Someone's going to lose the side panel as we get ready to go green.
And we are green, and they are full-blown wrecked.
I'm not surprised, Bob. This track affords no quarter to anybody as we get a big pileup off of turn 2 there. Again, nowhere to go. It's the old adage of flying jet planes in a gymnasium, as they say.
Yeah, we had a couple drivers get into it, and John Jarrell goes for a bath off of turn 2 along with Bryson Murray. All right, here we go. We are back green, and Ronnie Carroll leads this field with Justin Anderson on the outside, Mike Perks in third, and my goodness, they are ripping around this place as they're swapping for the lead up front.
Bob, they're all feeling strong right now as they're still going side by side, but eventually that neck's going to wear out, that hangover's going to kick in, and these drivers are really going to have to sack up to see who wants to win.
Well, Bradley talked about it earlier. We took Coca-Cola and sprayed it in the top groove, so if you had an issue, you had a fighting chance to at least run up top as we watch these guys whip around this racetrack. It is something else.
Yeah, if it works for the NASCAR Cup Series, it's got to work for DNQ as well, and Coca-Cola is a very economical way to add some grip to that top groove, so if you get sent to the back, you can still make your way to the front.
Jaron Antley goes around off of turn 4. Let's take a look at the replay. Perks gets into the left rear, sends him into the tires. He goes for a spin. Randall Beck hits that right rear, and that'll bring out a caution. Field doubled back up as we go back green. Ronnie Carroll leads the field as Mike Perks goes to the outside. He's going to lose 3 or 4 spots. We got guys jumping left rears all over the place, and these restarts are wild.
It's nuts, Bob. The track is plenty wide, but that fast line, that groove, narrows up really, gets really tight off of 2 and especially 4. So the guys are all fighting for real estate, bouncing off each other. If you can get a nice clean line and run by yourself, you can run away from the field here, even at the tiny AAR Speedway.
We got another one spun around off of 2, but we stay green as Corey Ingelston takes the lead away from Carroll. He gets into his left rear. They about spin down the back stretch, and that gives some of these drivers some time to get some of their laps back, but Carroll doing the best he can, and lap traffic is an issue here at AAR Speedway, isn't it?
You never get a free moment to yourself. If you can get 2 or 3 laps together without having to go underneath somebody, you get a pretty good run. As again, more left rear hopping on some lap traffic here, but you got to do what you got to do. You can't be stuck behind a slower car, otherwise you're going to get eaten up.
And Ronnie Carroll is not an asphalt racer. He is somebody that runs dirt all the time, and now he is going to the inside, hops the turtle, about spins out. These guys are jamming into each other. I think Carroll is doing better than he was expecting. If he just slows down a little bit, he's definitely got a really good piece.
It's like when you throw, you shoot your shot. You see that hot girl at the bar, you walk up to her, you lay out on your best line. She says, well, why don't you come home with me? You don't know what to do with yourself. That's Ronnie Carroll jumping the turtles right now on the inside of the track. He's got no idea what's going on. He just knows he's fast. He got a taste of victory, and he's ready to get one more.
There you go. That is our 5 to go caution. And you know what? Thank goodness we got that, because I just saw some necks were hanging over to the right really hard. And people don't think about that. The G-forces here are pretty stout.
Yeah, and it's constant as we got another one on the fence. Choose cones out. We're getting ready to go green.
Yeah. Can Corey Ingelston hold off and win this race? Ronnie Carroll's fast. He chose the outside. We'll see if it works. We go back under green as Ingelston leads the field. Sorry, that was Hunter Weaver that went to the top. He is going to get shuffled to the back. So now it's Ingelston, Murray, and Carroll, your top 3, and there's John Jarrell in 4th.
Jarrell's got a shot here. If he can sack up and keep his head on his shoulders, he might have something for Ingelston out front, but Ingelston's holding a pretty wheel right now as we have 1 to go.
Coming off of turn 4, Corey Ingelston's going to take the win with Murray and Ronnie Carroll, your top 3. Let's go down and talk to him.
Corey Ingelston's your winner here at AAR International, transferred out of the B, slow and methodical, got it done here in the A. Corey, how'd you do it watching those guys with clean air run away in the beginning?
Well, we just got to be smart. I mean, I've been made a few laps over here. I knew they was going to wreck. I knew they was going to bang off each other, but that's all part of bull ring racing. It's fun racing.
He knew what he was doing. What happened that you had to start in the B coming from that far back? Was it just for fun? Or was that something different?
No, we changed some changes on it. It just wasn't the right way to go.
A veteran here at AAR Speedway, Corey Ingelston, knew what he was doing, even though he had to start in the back. Gets it done. Congratulations. His first DNQ Series win at AAR.
And if it wasn't for Bob Baker and John, I wouldn't be able to do it today. So I got to thank all of them. It's all their work.
Bob and John Baker, some veterans, they know how to get it done on these short bull rings, and Corey Ingelston was the man holding the wheel that got it in victory lane. Bryson Murray comes home second, started deep in that field, but he watched the leaders wreck and crash and methodically made his way up and found himself in second place when that 5 to go caution came out. Corey, what was it like picking your way through that field?
It was real interesting. It got retro at the beginning, then we kind of made our way back through it and just took our time, and heck, we just ended up where we were, so it ended up working out pretty good for us.
Yeah, second place is a great finish after going to the back right there in the beginning, getting wrecked. I was scared watching you come through. There were some exciting moments. Is this your first time here at AAR Speedway, or do you have some more laps?
I've rode over here and practiced some and in the past, but I haven't raced here in about 5 years or so heck, it's been a long time. And my dad and all of us and Tilly, we all got it together and came over here and rode some, so it was fun.
Top 2 finishers, they've had some practice here before. That seems to be the common theme in getting it done here at AAR Speedway. Ronnie Carroll led the field most of the way, had clean track, and then got to the lap traffic, and it just went sideways on you.
Yeah, lap traffic went bad. Should have used my head a little more, like they said, and just slowed things up a bit, but that's what it is.
There's nothing slow about AAR Speedway here, that's for sure, and I know from experience around here, when you're leading, it's hard to just control yourself. So next time when we come back next year, what are you going to do to put it in victory lane?
I just pace myself a little better when I get to lap traffic. That's about it.
Maybe you'll have a beer before it starts. That seems to help me. The 192 machine comes home third.
Out at the cabin, fresh mountain air. Wake up, we got good times to share. Crack open a can of the finest blend. Get that Busch latte feeling with my best friend.
Busch lattes feature a thick foam, great aroma, and of course a finish that's crisp and cold as a mountain stream.
The crisp way to greet your day. Grab a cup of Busch latte.
All right, Dash Series feature starting lineup. 5 of them here. Joey Gase and Adam Welsh will share the front row.
Oh, I got Mike Melton and Mike Contarino. All right.
And Ashley Ellison Jr. will round out the field for the Goodies Dash Series here today. Goodies Dash Series has these small tires all the way around. They're running slicks here and here only. Other than that is the Hoosier small tire, as we are green. Adam Welsh the leader, and Joey Gase gets shuffled into third, and I love this series. It is so cool to watch these guys run with zero stack.
Yeah, it puts a lot of emphasis back on the driver to work it. You don't have that stagger to rely on to get you that solid turn in, as we got 1 around off of 4.
Ashley Ellison Jr. making his debut. We talked to him earlier. He's terrible, and he went for a spin. His aero device right there is already flapped up. Let's take a look at it again. Just loses it. Maybe got too much right rear air in that thing.
It could be. Again, you don't have a big contact patch to rely on, but Elson Smart takes the outside on that shoes cone. He ends up in second place because shoved up the racetrack, bounces it off the Markham backstretch wall, follows right back to the rear of the field. Mike Melton not with a strong showing right now either. I expected a little bit more from him, Bob.
Yeah, they got on the Markham backstretch. The safer barrier came out there, so we're going to have to do some work on that before we go back green. Brad Jeffords, want to thank him for doing the work on this track as the field comes off of turn 4. We are back under green. Adam Welsh is the leader. Melton went to the top here, and he's going to get shuffled back to about 4th. But our past champion from last year, Mike Contarino, as Ellison's around again. Mike Contarino is in 2nd, running down Adam Welsh. And I don't know what he's doing. He's coming across the racetrack. So
Ooh, Bob,
there you
Bob,
go.
Bob. Oh, man. Oh,
What was he doing? He spun out. He spun out and then, decided to drive in front of the leaders. I mean, this is a fast racetrack.
I don't know. Oh, no. It's watching a plane crash, Bob. Maybe he's fallen out of the seat already. He's kind of a larger male, you know what I mean? Not quite the specimen that you need to be to go around AARs. We're green again. And Adam Welch, always been fast here in the DNQ series. He's got some pressure from Mike Contarino, but he's holding a pretty wheel.
Joey Gase goes to the inside of Contarino, and he looks like he's going to make the move on Contarino. Joey Gase fast here also. He's pretty fast in practice as well, so see if he can go down there and get Adam Welsh.
Yeah, again, there's only 4 karts on the track right now, so you can get some clean room to hit your laps and hit your marks. Maybe Gase can run him down as he's making a little bit of inroads on the leader there.
Let's go on board of the DNQ in-car camera, which is also available for sponsorship, of Adam Welsh. And as you can see, he's not turning the wheel very much, so his stuff's hooked up pretty well.
Yeah, he must just have that front end geometry set with a lot of positive camber on that left front, a lot of negative in the right front to make up for the lack of stagger across the rear. Because again, that kart's turning pretty well on asphalt. They're probably running a little bit more left side weight than they would normally. As Joey Gase is right on the back bumper of Adam Welch, we got a good race shaping up for the lead here, Bob.
Joey Gase to the inside of Adam Welsh. He is going to take the lead, and I want to point out these guys have left rear bumper extensions, which is something everybody should run as Welsh goes back to the inside.
This is a hell of a race here, Bob. These are 2 great drivers putting on a display. I hope some of the ARCA drivers are taking notes here. Back to your note about that left rear hoop. Absolutely, not only on dirt, but especially here at AAR, and you'll also see that hoop a lot on indoor concrete races as Joey Gase is back to the inside, bangs fenders with Welch. Joey Gase fighting for the lead. He crosses the line first and gets some separation.
5 to go, caution. Let's see if that was that good. I cannot wait to watch the rest of this as we go back green. Contarino makes the jump. Now Melton to second.
Mike Melton, full send, gives no fucks. He's in first place. Welch hops the left rear, Gase to the inside. Everyone shoves up the racetrack. Bob, I can't contain myself.
Oh my God, they're all hitting the turtle shells as Joey Gase skates away, takes the white flag. They're all hung up and coming off a 4. Joey Gase is going to take the victory in the Dash Series. I guess Melton's going to finish 3rd. Let's go down and talk to him.
And Mike Connorino are hung up on the backstretch. They don't even make the final circuit. What a race. Our winner here for the Goodies Dash Series, Joey Gase. What a race between you and Adam Welsh. That was such an exciting race. We were thinking about just leaving it green and letting you guys battle it out for a little while. How'd you get it done? That was some rough racing, but man, what a job.
It was rough as hell for sure. We were actually, I was really tight to start, and then, you know, it came in. And I hate roughing up Magic there with teammates, but you had to do what you had to do there to get the win.
Yeah, we were watching you slowly come from the back. Your car was getting better and better and better, and Adams was backing up and backing up. When we had that 5 to go caution, we were all watching, will your car fire off? Is he's going to fire off? Then he goes to the top. What were you thinking when he takes that choose cone to the top and lines up right beside you?
I was hoping to push him up in all the shit so then the stuff wouldn't go. But, yeah, I just got to thank Eddie for putting on this awesome series and AAR for coming out here, and DB Sales, Magic, Eternal Fan, all our actual sponsors in racing. It's a lot of fun, and it's awesome to come out and have some fun here.
Add one more to the win column for Joey Gase. What a drive. Well, it's showing him how it's done, but just couldn't quite have enough there right at the end. It was so close. Adam, what were you thinking when Joey came up after all those laps and started pressuring you for the lead?
Well, I started giving up a little bit there in the center. It started getting tight, so I had to use the brake, and then all of a sudden I felt the tap. Next lap, there's Joey. I was like, all right, so we got a race, and then I feel like we picked it back up pretty good, and then 5 to go. 5 to go cautions give me every race, everywhere we go, but it's a blast. So
when that 5 to go caution came, you had the car that would fire off. Were you in there running that track bar up and down on the steering wheel, getting ready for him? Did you think it was going to stick on the top? As we all get a shower here in Victory Lane. Did you know it was going to stick, or were you just hoping?
I thought it was going to be all right, but I knew that them turtlebacks down there hurt real bad, so if I could get him down into one of those, I knew it would be all right. You know?
There was definitely some rough driving going on there at the end. It was great to watch for all the fans. A second-place finish, a great run again, led a lot of laps. Just not quite enough today here at AAR for Adam Welsh. Mike Melton, he went from the back to the front, to the back to the front, to the back to the front, didn't even make the final lap, got hung up on the Markham super stretch. Mike, how'd you get it done in 3rd with all that action? Were you tired?
I'm a little bit tired, not too bad. We came up here and practiced a little bit to try to get in shape, you know, for this thing. Never been here before, so congratulations to Joey, man. We worked on his kart and mine together, you know, trying to get dialed in. So I knew he was a little better just from our testing up here. I knew he'd be tough, and of course Adam and Mike, they're always tough. So, you know, like I say, shout out to Joey and Bobby and Adam and Mike and Turbo and all the guys. You know, we all try to make this thing kick off and work, you know. So just glad to be here and got a top 3 finish, so I'll take that.
Well, I'm sure Team ASE is proud to see their name in the victory circle. On the podium again, Mike Melton coming home 3rd.
Out here, a man isn't measured by where he started. Just where he finishes.
Up out of turn 4, takes the Rumble win!
Champions one race at a time.
All right, JZ, DNQ, Carroll Tractor Trailer Repair, Busch Series starting lineup. It is Daniel Armstrong and Robert Showalter on the front of the field. I mean, we don't have to go through every name in here. There's 12 cars for this series. We had 14 for the ARCA series. I mean, this was a very, very, very big event, and we got to credit that to the double points, and we really want to thank AAR for doing such a great job prepping the track, and Brad Jeffords did such a good job.
Yeah, it takes a village, you know what I mean, Bob? And that's what's bringing new faces like Adam Eaton and Bryson Murray to the racetrack. They hear the rumors of how well DNQ takes care of their racers, and they want to participate and have a good time. So this will be some good exposure for Carroll Tractor and Trailer Repair and the other sponsors in the DNQ series.
Yeah, that was the series info. We're getting ready to go green. Daniel Armstrong driving the same kart that Ronnie Carroll drove And we know that thing's very fast. So here we go. We are underway, and we got people jumping left rears already, and a gaggle of carts towards the back of the field head into 1 and 2. But right now, Robert Showalter and Clenard and Ingelston all towards, Johnny Oliverio, as Randall Beck goes around off of 4, and that's going to bring out the caution. Looked like he put his right front on a left rear or something. He hopped around really fast. Let's take a look at it again.
They're coming into 3 and 4, and
I don't know. He jumped a tire or
yeah,
something. It was kind of weird.
You know, maybe those fenders aren't covered as much as they need to as you go back to green, and Armstrong's running away with it. He's got some clear track out in front, pulling away from P2.
Now that 31 cart, Bob, as it gets left reared. Oh! Adam Eaton goes around in the tires with Bryson Murray. Wow.
And
he hit the Markham backstretch. Let's see what happened here. First of all, he hit the turtle, jumped the left rear, then got full send, nose into it. Wow. I mean, that's pretty good airtime.
You know, we're going to have paramedics on standby next time we come here because these guys are holding no bars, or no holds are barred. They're going nuts as Armstrong takes the green flag.
Now that 31 cart is a Bob Baker cart, and he has set it up. It's already won a race here today, and I would not be surprised to see it win again.
Yeah, if you want to know a guy that's good on asphalt, Google Bob Baker. The guy has probably won more King of the Concrete races than you can imagine. The dude knows asphalt inside and out. He's definitely a resource to use if you get the chance to shake his hand and pick his brain.
Absolutely, as Daniel Armstrong running through some lap traffic now, and I think this is where we're starting to see the physical part of the race play in this long green flag run as Zach Campologna goes around in turn 2 in some of Prince's nose candy that he accidentally spilled. Caution is out. Here we go. Back under green, Armstrong in the front. Caleb Clenard went to the top for that restart. It's kind of interesting strategy, isn't it?
It's a quick way to gain a couple cheap spots if someone doesn't left rear you and spin you around. And, you know, he made it look easy. He's P3 right now, Bob. He's looking pretty for the end of this race.
And I think that's where you start to get into the mental aspect of this race as well. Do you ride around towards the back or mid-pack knowing there's a 5 to go caution, knowing these guys are going to left rear each other, knowing they're going to dump each other? I mean, that's another one of the mental aspects along with physical aspects of racing here at AAR.
Yeah, it takes a lot to battle past and race people. As we got a good run off of 2 there. Clenard, we got 3 wide through 1 and 2, 3 wide off of 3 and 4. Bob, these people are in too much of Prince's nose candy. They're going crazy. We got more of the safer barrier on the racetrack.
Yeah, that was clipped by Showalter when they went 3 wide off of turn 2. And you got to fix that safer barrier. I mean, it's there for a reason. And here we go. We're going back single file now for this restart as Showalter, I guess, didn't know they were going. But we're back green. He gets turned around. The rest of the field stacks up behind him. Clenard gets turned. Oh, my God. Dude, these guys need to calm down. This is terrible right here. Showalter just went from the penthouse to the shithouse.
You know, Tar Heel Racing Supply is fixing to sell some side panels here today. There's another one's in the wall on the outside of 4.
Showalter hits the wall. Armstrong will lead the field back down to green. Here we go. And here at AAR, we kind of just, whoa, another one. Perks lose the left rear. Go figure. It happens every time here.
You know, I don't know what it is. The left rear is the least, one of the least important tires in the go-kart on an asphalt track like this. They barely use it. You'd think they'd never take it off the go-kart as we see the replay there of that lonely tire all by itself just running down the racetrack.
Here we go. We're back green. And I don't think anybody has anything for Armstrong. Even Johnny Oliverio in that Bob Baker machine doesn't seem like he can touch him at all right now. It's pretty much hooked up. But here at AAR, like I said, you get a good mechanical setup, and you don't really have to prep that much. But you know these guys do. Some of them do. But I'll tell you what, this is something else. And I know they're on sticker Hoosiers, so I mean maybe Hoosiers the tire to be on here.
Yeah, Hoosier and Vega, the Hoosier compound, I believe it's like an A40, is very similar to the Vega Yellow Thin as the 5 to go cautions out. And who's it took the outside row there, Bob?
That was Trent Newman for this Busch Series feature as he went to the top. We're back under green, and he goes to about 4th or 5th. He's hanging tough, but not working for him as Armstrong has checked out, and Oliverio just trying to run him down. He's running out of time.
Yeah, Bob Baker sets up a mean go-kart, but Daniel Armstrong's a mean-ass driver, and I think he's putting on a show here as he takes the win at AAR.
What a run by him. Let's go down and talk to the top three.
Daniel Armstrong here in victory lane as he hops out, hands the trophy over to his daughter. Daniel.
Corey's daughter.
Somebody's daughter.
Corey.
Daniel, you led every single lap. Absolutely nobody in your way. Restarts were the truth when it comes to the 192. Daniel, how are you just so dialed in for this tough track at AAR International?
Honestly, I don't know. First of all, I got to thank Jamie Knopf. He's skiing, so I finally won one. I'm in the All-Star race. But after that, you know, just we kind of put a little preparation into this, you know, just not really throwing it together last minute. You know, had a little thought into it. Tony Stewart really gave me some good advice on this thing. You know, since he's took over, it's really been great for all of us. Scott Heath, can't thank him enough. Heath's Waterfront Grill, tractor store, tire store. If you're in Virginia, you go to Scott Heath. But really, Ronnie Carroll, his cart, this is all his stuff. I just help him out. It's been fun. Enjoyed coming up here. Got to thank Harold and Todd and everybody in our whole group, Phantom Racing Chassis, you know, everything they do for us. But, yeah.
All that help from your sponsors, that's got to be one thing that makes you so fast. But caution after caution after caution, you're leading. I know I've been there sitting in the seat. You get nervous. Who's behind me? Are they good? Are they bad? We watched the 31 who won earlier in the day come from the back, put pressure on you, beating the bumper off. Caleb Clenard, the previous winner, comes right up there on the outside a couple times. Did you get nervous at all, or were you just like, nah, I got this covered?
No, I was just kind of riding. You know, I think the longer we run, the better my stuff got. You know, the short runs hurt me, but just kind of maintain, stay smooth, and save the turtles. You know, not kill them. But other than that, we were good, so it worked out.
One more long run car getting it done here at the AAR Speedway with the 192 of Daniel Armstrong. Coming home second, John Oliver.
We're going over here.
Coming home second, John Oliver in the 31 machine. John, that car won earlier. Are they going to ride you on the way home for finishing second?
I hope not too bad. It's been a while since I raced pavement, and something this short too. But it shouldn't be too bad.
John with a heck of a drive coming from the back. I mean, you drove a great race, but every single restart, you had to watch that 192 inch away and inch away and inch away. What was going through your head? Could you do any changes in the cart that would help you out on the long run, or were you just more of a short run car and you ended up getting beat on that?
Not really. I just I tried to keep up, but I think he just outhandled us a little better and probably a little more experience too, so it always helps.
Well, John Oliver, you're starting a great career here, coming home second in the AAR Speedway International DNQ Series race. Congratulations, second. We'll go over here to talk to Caleb Clenard, who finished third after a battle, a knockdown, drag-out battle. Caleb, you just showed that right side Nerf bar to, I think, every single car in that field. How were you able to survive and come home third?
Well, that's a great question. You know, I didn't know they made Nerf bars that tough, but I think we had a good piece right there. I felt like if we could have got to second, we might could have had something for Armstrong. It just took, he took off so much better. I was good on the long run. I think we just needed a good 10, 15 lap run right there, but out here at AAR, you don't get that.
All those short stints when you're set up for the long run. Daniel said he was set up for the long run too. I don't think either of you know what you're talking about because we didn't have a single long run there. But you see the damage that happened early in the race here on the right front of this 196 machine. What was the handling like after you got that? That had to be terrible.
Oh man, I tell you, got a terrible arrow push right in the center, but I was able to just jam the brake a couple times, get it to turn. But yeah, once we damaged that right front flare out on the fender, it just had a bad arrow push.
Yeah, I know that arrow's a big deal here at the AAR Super Speedway. That Markham Super Stretch is a little bit worse for the wear. Caleb Clenard coming home third in the DNQ Busch Series.
when you are.
We're down here on the grid walk for getting ready for the A-Main Cup. LJ McCleary, a veteran in the DNQ series. You're quick here at AAR, but this ain't the dirt. Do you have 50 laps in you?
I'll see if this old man can get it done. I had a bad hop in practice. Hopefully got it out of there and survive and let it go to hell after 5 laps.
LJ riding a Jackrabbit. We're down here with the 3-car of Christian Moody. The throttle wasn't even hooked up on this thing a few minutes ago, but your crew chief coming in with the save of the day. What happens if you just sit here and that thing goes to the floor?
I don't know. I mean, the nose wasn't on whenever we came here, so hopefully we end up well and not in the tires over there.
Well, you got some reinforcement in the front there. Don't be scared to use it. Let's make our way to the peasants back here in the back. This car doesn't even have a driver around it, so I don't know who that is. 71. Who drives the 71? He ain't here either. Oh, there you are. That sucker's got some extra aero performance on it. You're starting back here in the back. Did you have to transfer? I wasn't paying attention.
No, we made it in.
Oh, you were.
Got bouncing tech.
Ah, gotcha. You were just too slow.
Yeah.
What happened to the? What's with the aero stuff on the side? Is that going to be your trick?
So what happened is I put too much side force in this damn thing, and it's tight as hell.
Well,
my splitter angle ain't right. And fuck, man.
Blame the aero engineers. That's what I always do.
Well, thanks, Bradley. In our Cup Series starting lineup, Waylon Hicks and LJ McCleary on the front row for this double points event. Christian Moody, welcome back to the DNQ Series. He will start in the second row.
Jason Denny, a past winner in 2018, and Dean Busch on the outside of him.
Ooh. Dean Busch. Nigel Standish making his asphalt debut. He said he didn't know what to expect when he came here. Corey Engelston, another one of those names we've heard about a lot today. You know, when you run a lot of features like this, you got to be starting to fall out of the seat even before you got in this clone.
Yeah.
And let's take a look at the Ghostface Brewing Cup Series 410 AKR NKA rules. The tires are different for this race and this race only, so don't worry about it. And you cannot prep those on dirt, but today you can. So here we go. 14 carts sent a couple home. Green flag. We're underway for the Shark Lounge 50.
Yeah, Ghostface Brewing is in for a treat tonight as we got people side by side swapping the lead right off the bat as the yellow is back out. Oh, we got a mess on the backstretch there, Bob.
Adam Welsh and Jason Denny get into it. Jason, just hopping left rears, typical stuff. Yeah, that's why we say you got to have that left rear bumper cover. It helps you out. We don't tell you that just to be telling you that. We tell you that because it helps you out. Green flag, we're back underway again, and we've got another wreck off of turn 2. Whoa!
Man.
Denny just got monster trucked, and he has an in-car camera. Let's see what happened. Nerf bars broke off of that thing. You hate to have that happen to you the second lap of a race. Look at this jump.
Oh, wop. Man, he looked like one of them Duke boys out getting in trouble again. You know what I mean, Bob?
Let's take a look from Denny's in-car camera. You get a little tight on the restart. Gets into Nick Stroop. Dude, that's impressive.
Yeah. Again, that groove gets so narrow from center off, even though the track's plenty wide. Everyone wants to be in that same 1.5 foot strip of asphalt, and Denny just got abused like Tina Turner after Ike's been out doing blow all night.
Let's go on board Adam Welsh, and this, I can attest to this. This is exactly what you're seeing, and you know how hard it is to not jump a left rear when this is what you're seeing and trying to hang on to it. Like, you're trying to hold your head on your shoulders as you're racing. That's what you see as you race. Yeah. That's as real as it gets.
Yeah, this track's so tight that you're always under load. Your head's always trying to be ripped off from your left shoulder. There's nowhere to go. You don't lift. You don't have a second to breathe. You have to just suck it up and try to get towards the front. So winning here at AAR, even though it's the only asphalt race of the year, that means that not only are you a man's man, but you're a pretty good driver as well.
Christian Moody seems to have a better handling car because he's not hopping around as much as Adam Welsh. But, I'm telling you, you are going so fast around this place that, we make fun of people jumping left rears and stuff, but when you're hopping, that's what you see. It vibrates that hard, so it's so hard to stay in control as we get another caution again.
Whoa!
More jumping. You can put the left rear block on there, and that wouldn't have happened to Dean Busch. Or Mike Melton, who just jumped over Nigel Standish and Mickey Roop. Man. Here we go. Green flag. We're back underway. Waylon Hicks leads this field, and hopefully we can string together some green flag laps.
Yeah, I hope so too. You know, the Waylon Hicks would love to get away from the field if people would stop wrecking. He's got a pretty good handling go-kart, if you ask me, Bob. But again, it's a hornet's nest back there. It's a long race. You know, that internal prep you're rolling in these Hoosiers might wear out. Maybe you only did 2 ounces and you should have done 3. Well, you know, we'll see how this race pans out.
Yeah, Hicks is out of control fast, and then no surprise, LJ McCleary in third as we're on board Adam Welsh, and seems like he's doing all he can do to hang his head in the seat right now, which is tough, man. I've been there where you're just praying for a caution because it's just too much after a while.
And Welch has got a feature under his belt already today, so you know, props to him. Someone get this man a Busch Light at the end of the day. He's giving it the yeoman's effort. He's got someone under the inside of him. He's getting freight trained and sent back to P4.
Christian Moody just passed him as we're on board with him as he's trying to run down LJ McCleary to make the pass. And, you know, your equipment, I mean, you start using a little bit of brake. That gets a little hot. Your back starts getting hot. You know, the tires start to wear out. I mean, this is probably where the mechanical grip plays a factor, and the physical part of this race is definitely a factor right here for sure.
Yeah, and you know, again, that leads to the mental factor as well. You're going to be sitting there thinking about how much your neck hurts, how much your ribs hurt, or you're going to be thinking about hitting your marks on the racetrack because they're constantly in lap traffic. This is a pretty crazy race right now.
It's so fast. As Ryan Richmond brings out the caution, I think he got tired. It's just that's just
Look
it's
his
a
face.
lot.
He's just like, fuck it, I need a beer.
Yeah. It's like he just got dropped off in the rice fields of Vietnam.
Yeah, right.
Just not ready for it. Standish having an issue. He was smoking. Snoop Dogg is riding in the back of that machine. He is done for the day, unfortunately, for Standish. As here we go. Back under green. Hicks the leader, but can Welsh make a move on him?
You know, Welsh is holding a pretty wheel, but Hicks's go-kart just does not seem to give up anything, even after all these heat cycles. But, you know, Welch is trying his damnedest right now. He's, you know, within striking distance.
Welsh has a big arc, just looks a little too free off the corner right now to make a hard charge at Hicks. Doesn't have the center roll speed that Hicks does right now.
No, and Hicks doesn't need to use as much racetrack as Welch does to make that go-kart go. So it's just a shorter line for him around the racetrack, and you know, Welch is maxed out. Doesn't look like the front of his go-kart's going to let him go any faster than what he's got right now.
Corey Ingelston making a march towards the front right now. He's got by LJ McCleary and Christian Moody, and Ryan Richmond got a second wind, and he's trying to make a pass as well.
Yeah, it looks like Moody, if that nose sticker is to be believed, is off the Phantom and on a laser kart here on the asphalt. So, you know, back in the 90s, laser was what you wanted if you were racing asphalt ovals. You know, maybe it's a return to stardom for the a brand that's been in the background for the last couple of years.
Christian Moody used to run DNQ full-time, and now he went back to college, so now he's trying to be an engineer. And it's awesome to see him come back and run with us, especially up here at AAR.
It's hard to stay away, Bob. This go-kart racing shit is fun, man. And I wish I could get back in the seat myself here more often than I do. You know, I'm just glad to see the old wily veteran here as he's stuck on the inside trying to get a pass here done, but I don't know if he can complete it with that mess of go-karts.
Yeah, Moody jumped the left rear, and that slowed him and Corey Ingelston down a ton. That opens the door for McCleary. He got towards the front, but the caution is out. Here we go. Choose cone, restart. Back under green, only a few laps to go in this 50-lap event, and it looks like it's all Waylon Hicks right now.
Yeah, he's the man to beat for sure. McCleary on the inside of Ingelston, he gets the job done. I thought he'd be toast picking that outside line on the choose cone restart, but he found his way to the bottom, and he's P3.
Coming off of turn 4, Waylon Hicks is going to take home the victory, his first in DNQ. Well, let's go down and talk to him.
Good for him.
Thank you very much. Wait till camera's ready. You ready? Stay away from them spraying, so back it up a little bit. I don't want to get shit in the camera. All right, as soon as you're ready, you just announce when
Waylon Hicks
ready?
climbs out of this car victorious. He gets a bath in victory lane after leading every lap here at AAR Speedway. Smoke coming from the engine. Crushes a cold one. What a race driven by Waylon Hicks. Waylon, you led every single lap, made it look easy. The battle was behind you. I don't know if you saw in your rear view, but what a fight. You drove away, made everybody look silly. How'd you do it? How'd you get so good? Did you even know that they were fighting behind you?
Well, I could hear him behind me, but the reason we so good is because my brother there, man, he's awesome with tires up here. I'm telling you, that thing drove like a Cadillac. It would drive itself around this track.
Well, don't let anybody else drive it because there are left rears broken everywhere around this whole pit area. Your brother definitely had it dialed in. That was such a drive. It looked to be easy after 50 circuits around this place. Are you tired or are you going to go party it up?
No, I'm not tired one bit. I can do 50 more right now.
He's shooting his shot. 50 more, he says. Fire it back up. Waylon Hicks here takes the win in DNQ Cup, the richest race at this series. Second place again, Adam Welsh. I'm tired of talking to you about second place runs. This one, though, it looked like you were coming up. That thing got hooked up, and you were beating the back bumper off of that 114 car there. Did you have anything for him? After as many laps as you ran here, you had to be tired.
So I could hang with him or maybe have a shot at him for 5 laps, and then my head would start falling off. By the time I was burning my neck on the exhaust, I realized I needed to just calm down. But Cart was great. He ran an awesome race. I think the top 3 of us made contact here or there, but it was a clean race up front. I don't know what was going on behind us, but I don't really care. We started 9th and finished 2nd. So
havoc was going on behind you. I talked to you on the grid earlier about your aero work here, and you were like, this thing's too tight, it doesn't drive. But the race you ran before, were you able to gain any notes? Did you make any aero adjustments, shift the balance at all? Did the aero engineers come for you, or did you say, no, forget you, I'm doing it myself? How'd you make it so much better?
They wanted me to put roof flaps backwards in this thing, saying it was going to go faster. And I'm like, that's just stupid. So we just put air pressure in it and called it a day.
Air pressure came home second. Adam Welsh again. One more spot is all it takes to get it done. Hopefully he can get it done at Millbridge.
You have to practice being a bridesmaid before you can be a groom, you know?
Yeah. Third place, LJ McCleary. What a drive. You went back to 7th. You were almost leading at one point. I think you had every spot on the racetrack. You got the doors beat off of you. You weren't scared to shove it in there. What a drive. What was it like from the driver's seat?
Oh, man, that was a rough cart to drive right there. We fought the bounce all day long. Got it better there, but it was all I could do, just hold on there. That long green flag run about killed me.
Oh, yeah, it looked like not only you, but about 3/4 of the field were praying to God for a caution after that long run, and finally it came out. Ryan Richmond shoved it in the tires over there. Somehow came back to finish 4th. Great run by him. It was one of the hairiest races I've ever seen. You started 2nd. Where did the other guys beat you or get ahead for the top 1st and 2nd spots?
Yeah, I thought we were pretty good on the short run there. Then once tires got some heat in it, just gained too much grip and couldn't hardly hold on to it from that point on. Just thanks to AAR Roofing, DNQ for putting on the race today. I love this place. Might not have the best finishes to show, but it's fun as hell.
CJ Leary says you need a long run car to win. The 3 winners also said they had a great long run car. I think the secret's out. Next time, come back with a long run car. LJ McCleary with a great run today, battled back to 3rd.
All right, quick look at these results. And in the DNQ Pig Magic ARCA Series, Corey Ingelston takes home his first DNQ win.
Yeah, Murray, Carroll, Gerald, Perks, Beck, Campolonia, Reimer, Taylor, and Weaver round out the top 10 in a very fun, very interesting to watch ARCA Pink Magic's AAR Series race.
Then we go into the Goodies Dash Series event. And that showed Joey Gase and Adam Wells duked it out. And that would be the word to use. Mike Melton comes home 3rd after he got hung up with Mike Contarino. Ashley Ellison Jr., who tried to kill himself in front of the field, will finish 5th.
Oh, poor Ellison. He tried his best, man. He wants to come fruck around in DNQ, and I hope he comes out again next month. But Gase and Welch put on a hell of a show, and it might be the fan favorite race of the day.
And in the DNQ Busch Series, it was Daniel Armstrong takes home the win, Johnny Oliverio, Caleb Clenard, your top 3. Those guys for the Busch Series, double points is a big day for them.
Yeah, again, as long as you didn't suck dick today, this got you some good points going into the rest of the season. So maybe it gives you a little leeway if you get thrown out because you're pushing the tech boundaries like people like to do last year, or you just get taken out at one of the Millbridge races, or maybe even the fair race. It gets crazy. You've got some cushion there. So good for Armstrong and Clenard, Oliverio. They got some points to lay back on.
Ghostface Brewing Cup Series, and this is where the points get very interesting. Waylon Hicks spoiled these guys who are trying to get big points today. Adam Welsh definitely needed that. He was 8th in points. And LJ McCleary, your new points leader, comes in the 3rd position. And this series is getting extremely competitive. And, you got to get the points when you can get them. And today was definitely a good day for Welsh and McCleary. I think they come out on top as winners.
Yeah, McCleary's the wily veteran. He had that choose cone restart on the outside there late in the race at the 5 to go. I thought he was an idiot, but it paid off for him and got him a good points day, Bob.
Ghostface Brewery, they've got themselves a really good series that they are sponsoring this year. And I'm telling you what, this Cup racing has gotten so good over the last 2 races. I cannot wait to see what happens with the next few.
Yeah, absolutely. On top of that, I don't know if you've seen the Facebook pictures they've been sharing, but their pizza and some of the food they have there at Ghostface Brewing looks incredible. I can't wait to stop in and be able to try it myself.
Yeah, and that too, the beer lab there in downtown Mooresville as well. They also serve whiskey, and they make wines and stuff like that as well. So just go check them out. They've got an all-star lineup, and they've got an all-star series here in DNQ as well. Well, we want to thank everybody, Brad Jeffords, and all the drivers that came up to AAR Speedway. We're so happy to have you guys up here. We're so glad to come up here again, and we cannot wait till next year when we attack the AAR Speedway again for another Shark Lounge 50 event. I mean, Jay-Z, I'm ready, but next race is the World 100, and I'm really ready for that one.
I've heard rumors that there is a badass trophy up for grabs for that race. You walk into the bar with that trophy, some chick sees it, you're pulling out of that bar and you're going home whether your wife likes it or not. That's just how it's going to be. So I'm excited. I hope the races are excited. I hope we're getting 12, 15, 20 carts a class again for this World 100. It's going to be a hell of a show, Bob.
Yeah, you get that old WWF belt, and if you bring that to the bar, like you said, you better get the wet floor signs out because you're taking something back with you. Well, Jay-Z, I want to thank you again for joining us from upstate New York, and we look forward to having you again for the World 100.
Hell yeah, I'm excited, Bob. Looking forward to it.
All right, we'll see you guys in March.